We begin the hour with the latest on the attack in Istanbul. World leaders have offered their condolences and expressed their support for Turkey. 3 suicide bombers went on a shooting spree at Istanbul's airport yesterday. The death toll stands at around 36, with nearly 150 people wounded. Police say they opened fire at the attackers before they blew themselves up. 2 bombs were detonated in the arrivals hall and the third in the parking lot. Most of the victims are believed to be Turks, but foreigners are also among the dead. No one has claimed responsibility for the attack, but Turkey's government says it bears the hallmarks of ISIL. Well, let's get to the very latest now on that, and I'm joined from Istanbul by CCTV's Michal Badavi. She's joining us live from Istanbul. Michal, thank you very much for joining us here. Now, so far there's been no confirmation that ISIL is behind the attack. What can you tell us about the security situation at the moment at the airport, and what are the casualty figures so far?
Well, the situation is under control at the moment. We're seeing life coming back to normal at the Istanbul Ataturk Airport. Yes, there's been a lot of security now. However, the traffic is back to normal. We're seeing cars go back and forth throughout the day, and the air traffic is back to normal as well. We're seeing that the flights have returned to normal. They're landing and departing as they are planned. So life is slowly starting to come back to normal. There was a lot of damage inside the Istanbul Ataturk Airport as well. There was one roof that had been collapsed, and there was a lot of broken windows. So they are also cleaning up this area. So slowly, Istanbul Ataturk Airport is coming back to normal.
Well, we do understand, though, that a number of foreigners were also caught up in that attack. What do we know about their nationalities?
So far, we really don't have too much information about the nationalities. Yes, it was announced that there were some foreigners among those who were killed. However, it's not announced what nationalities and how many of them. Right now, all we know about those who were killed was that of them, just 27 of them have been identified. Who they are have been identified, and just 18 of the families have been notified so far. So it's going to take some time for all of those who were killed to be identified, and then we expect them to be announced publicly, including their nationalities.
Well, Michal, Turkey has recently experienced a surge in terror attacks. What is the government doing there, though, to contain this?
Well, you know, the Islamic State has been a problem for Turkey, and the Turkish Prime Minister has been blaming Islamic State for this attack just already since last night. It's important to understand that Turkey has been already carrying out operations against Islamic State for some time now, cross-border airstrikes in Syria and in Iraq on Islamic State targets. They've also increased border control with Syria to try and prevent more Islamic State members to come back and forth freely across the border, including foreign fighters. So this is going to be an important, significant step. And we also believe Turkish Prime Minister Binali Yildirim also stated that it was very interesting that this coincided with the timing of Turkey normalizing relations with Israel and with Russia, as they've been going to amend ties soon and increase security cooperation as well.
Right, Michal Badavid for us there in Turkey. Thank you. Well, let's take a closer look now at how the violence played out. And please note that this report contains some graphic images which may be disturbing.
Chaos and confusion as explosions rip through Istanbul's Ataturk Airport. 3 men armed with guns and bombs approached the international arrivals terminal at around 10 p.m. local time. They opened fire, 2 inside the building, the third in the parking lot. This footage purports to show one of the attackers falling and dropping his gun after being shot by a security officer. The officer then runs away after possibly detecting the suicide vest. A few seconds later, an explosion. Passengers flee, the wounded are rushed outside on trolleys. Witnesses describe the carnage.
People were wounded. 4 people fell down in front of me. They were torn to pieces.
We were working the night shift. First, there were around 10 gunfire shots. Then we had the first bomb. We tried to escape, then the second bomb exploded. It was chaos.
Turkish Prime Minister Binali Yildirim arrived on the scene in the early hours of Wednesday morning. He suggested the so-called Islamic State group were responsible for the attack.
Our security forces' investigations indicate that the terror attack was carried out by Daesh. The initial reports show that each of the 3 suicide bombers blew themselves up after firing arms.
The apparently well-coordinated attack on one of the world's busiest airports is the latest assault on Turkey. Attacks have increased in scale and frequency over the past year. Recent bombings have been linked to ISIL and Kurdish separatists. Clementine Logan, CCTV.